They're not coming up after it at all. There they come. There he come and got it. Got one of them to commit to it. Beautiful Lake Lanier spotted bass. That was a pretty neat deal. We actually seen some come up busting up here on the bank, and I panned over there with the Mega Live 2, seen them go back to the bottom, and they were actually sitting on the bottom up there pretty shallow on this point in like 7, 8 feet of water. Fired the bait over there and finally got them interested. One of them came up and got it. So we're out here on Lake Lanier, a highland reservoir. We got temps in the mid-60s, you can see there. And the fish are getting on bait, which is one of my favorite times of year to fish because they'll actually group up. You see a lot of schooling activity. I'm expecting to see a lot of fish cruising around on that Humminbird MEGA Live 2 that we can visually cast at with it. And we got a lot of shad imitating baits. Maybe you can get to mix in a little topwater with a rambler, who knows? Hey, get them to bite. There's some coming up right here beside the boat on these shad. Ah. And now they're all the way back down in 30 feet of water. That's how quick they'll move up and down. And you know, that's information that as anglers, we used to not be able to see. Like we used to think, I know my understanding of schooling fish was they're just out in open water and they would stay close to the surface, and when shad came by, they'd blow up on them. But now with the Mega Live 2, we can see these fish that are schooling. They may be up on the surface busting, and 5 seconds later, they're on the bottom in 30 feet of water, just chilling, waiting on another ball of shad to come up. We can actually see that in real time now with the Humminbird MEGA Live 2. That lends itself to, you need more techniques available, because you're only going to get 1 or 2 casts with the bait while they're up actively schooling. And if they don't bite it, you need to pick up another rod and throw a different bait to figure out what they're going to bite quicker. There you come up to it. There's another one coming. He's right behind it. What that's telling me by seeing those fish follow that bait and not bite it is I'm going to put it down and I'm going to pick up something else. Ah, oh, that one got it. So on this setup, there's a group of about 50 of them sitting out there. And as I said earlier, that last group I threw a swim bait to, they reacted to it, but they didn't come up and eat it. Like they ran up to it, but didn't eat it, changed baits on the next group. And first cast, got one of them to bite. So that's the beauty of utilizing that MEGA Live 2 when you're seeing fish up in the water column or just seeing fish anywhere. You can adapt and throw the correct bait and figure out a retrieve that will get those fish to bite a lot quicker using this technology. And what's funny about this bite is it will actually change throughout the course of the day. Like at some point in the day, they're gonna want it faster, they're gonna be more aggressive, and some point in the day, they're not gonna be as aggressive, and you're gonna want that bait to sink, get down to their level a little bit. So utilizing that MEGA Live, seeing how many fish are there, how they're reacting, is gonna help you put more fish in the boat. I'm gonna show you, kind of demonstrate with the Humminbird MEGA Live 2, the way you can turn the transducer. I like to get it to where I can see the surface of the water. So you can see I'm out here in 60 feet of water. I've got my range set at 30 feet deep. So I'm just looking from 30 feet to the surface. But I want to be able to see the surface, especially if I'm throwing a topwater bait or something like that. I still want to be able to see where that topwater bait is in relation to the fish I'm casting to. So I'm going to fire this bait out there. This is a Namiki Rambler. And you'll actually be able to see it walking across the top of the water. You can see where it splashed down right there. That's my bait. And then as I work it, so I can see that bait on the surface and see if there's fish underneath it to come up to bite it, and I can slow it down, speed it up, adjust my retrieve based on how fish are reacting to that topwater bait. A lot of anglers don't think about that. You know, they want to focus on what's below or what's on the bottom, but that upper level of the water column, especially when you're fishing open water, is very, very important. You want to be able to see all the way to the surface. So you can see these fish sitting here on the edge of that break. They're sitting up high in the water column. I'm gonna pan around and see if I can find the biggest group of them. When you're doing this, you wanna create competition. So like these two that are out here, I'm gonna throw at them later, but I don't wanna throw at them first. I wanna throw at a cluster where I can create a competition with those fish actively fighting over the bait. And a lot of times you can get one to commit better if you can create that little bit of competition. So there's a big group of them right there. You can see my bait hit the water. There, I got it. So I saw that fish following the bait on the Mega Live 2, and I just stopped it and let it sink down a little bit. He come up and bit it. That is a fish I would definitely not have caught without the Mega Live 2. Lake Lanier spotted bass. Look how chunky and beautiful those fish are. There they come. He didn't bite it. They just followed at that time. And that's another thing that's kind of tricky when you're doing this clear water spotted bass thing is once you pull those fish off the structure, they get really hard to catch. So those fish were setting up here and I've pulled them out here over the edge of the drop now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave this area, troll around, try to find another group of fish, and then I'm gonna let these fish have time to set back up. I want them to get set back up high in the water column where they're in that feeding position, using the element of surprise. Like, so these fish already know I'm here now. They've seen my bait, they chased it, but they didn't commit to it. So I'm gonna leave, I'm gonna troll down the bank, come back in 20 or 30 minutes, let those fish set back up in the water column and get them to bite. With the Humminbird MEGA Live 2, something you'll notice in the Explorer platform is I've got the Quest on 10 as fast as it'll go, and I can turn and go wherever I want to go. So I can set my range all the way out to 150 feet. So I can see those fish way before I can ever cast to them. They engineered this thing to have extreme stability control. I'm not losing any of my picture, no matter how I turn, how fast I go. I'm maintaining that view where I can look for fish on 100% with that Quest and cover a ton of water. In professional bass fishing, that is the whole key, efficiency. If I see a target and I need a certain rod, I want to know right where that rod is, have that bait tied on, ready to go. With all the Humminbird Minn Kota products, I'm twice as efficient on the water. The speed of the Quest, the real-time reaction, I can see those fish and see my bait tracking on that Humminbird MEGA Live 2 is gonna just help me make me even more efficient than I was before. The only downfall I've seen to the MEGA Live 2 and the Explorer is I can see farther than I can throw now.